Hey guys, this is Styles, and this is going to be round 2 between SeleCT and Socke of the group play of IEM. Man, round 1 was insane. SeleCT did lose, so it looks like SeleCT did get to choose the map, and he did pick Shakura's Plateau. So, we'll see how this plays out. I'm actually interested as to why SeleCT did pick this map. He is going to be, so this is a very macro style of map, and the problem is that if you let Protoss macro up, that's one of their strengths. I'm not going to lie, if a Protoss is able to get that 200-200 ball up, and is also able to, and you can do that off of 2 bases if you were desperate enough, you could technically max out on that Colossus ball off of 2 base, and if you let Protoss do that, it's really difficult to break that ball. We did see SeleCT do it with that crazy SCV pool, but I'm not really quite sure if he'd be willing to do it one more time in this game. We will see. So this means that they will be going, most likely going for that fast expansion. I'm wondering if there's going to be a little bit of a meta game. Like, it would be sick if SeleCT purposely chose this map and then decided, and then realized, okay, Socke is probably going to go for that fast expand, and then SeleCT did the same thing that he did to Killer and just go crazy with those barracks. Really interested to see if that will be the case, but I'm not quite sure if that will be. It looks like SeleCT is going to be saving up. He's at 13 supply, but at the same time with no hasn't thrown down the Vespine geyser or the refinery yet, now at 14 supply, so it looks like he will be indeed trying to expand off this. You get no gas, just use that one barracks for a couple marines, and will be expanding off of this. So he will be going for that macro style of play, trying to take it into the mid and late game once more. Is he zapping away at the SCV? It looks like he is. The SCV is kind of hidden, but he is in fact being zapped away. But it looks like the second SCV of SeleCT will be able to push out that probe. This probe is out for blood, but it looks like he will just turn away after he realizes he might get surrounded. There's going to be the orbital command on the way, and the marine as well. The marine will be able to snipe off this probe if the probe doesn't escape soon enough. Looks like this probe is going to skirt on out of here, but the marine is going to be popping out just to guarantee that it will indeed leave. Now the SCV of SeleCT is going to be in Socke's base, getting some scouting in as well, drilling away at that pylon, just trying to take down its shields, do a little bit of damage. Socke is unfazed by this and is going to continue mining. So we will, looks like the command center is going to be going down for SeleCT. Alright, now, okay, I'm going to say it one more time. If Socke decides to trip him out and go for 4 gateway attack with just like a really heavy 4-gate aggressive where you just cut workers and you just go all out, he will be able to do a lot of damage, but not quite sure if he will go for that. Socke might just decide to go for an expansion off of this. Who knows? He did not work on that extra Vespine geyser, so he did not get that assimilator up. So he did not. So we might not be seeing that sentry expand. Usually Protoss players do love to get that assimilator up, get a lot of gas, and get a lot of sentries out. At this point, he's at 200 minerals. Is he planning on throwing down a Nexus? Because he hasn't thrown down a gateway. He has his stalker, rally to the base of SeleCT. He does have a zealot and a stalker out as it is, so he's trying to put on a little bit of early pressure. Warp gate tech is going to be on the way, and it looks like he did save it to 400. Most likely going to be throwing down that Nexus. Yes, he is. And now he's just going to be putting on a little bit of extra pressure with his units. The stalker and zealot is going to be able to pick off that one SCV. Good. Micro will mean that he was able to focus down the marine with the lowest HP. The zealot is going to die, however. So now the Socke is going to try and do a little bit more damage with this stalker. No, it looks like he will not. He will be backing out. There's going to be the bunker thrown down by SeleCT. His command center is going to be finishing at this point in the game, so he will be grabbing this base pretty early. And now Socke is going to be his Nexus is going to be halfway finished. The stalkers once again are going to be trying to poke in, do a little bit of damage. These marines are going to try and fire on these stalkers. And I like how Socke is keeping the weakened stalker in the back, so that if SeleCT did try to focus fire down, that would mean that his marines would have to move a little bit closer to the stalkers, just a little bit more bonus damage from the that means just a little bit more volley, like 1 or 2 extra volleys from the stalker, while the marines do try to start to step into place. Now the bunker is going to be up, which means Socke will not be able to push this because he's decided to go for that expansion, which means he will not be able to do any sort of crazy 4-gate play at this point in the game. It's not going to be one of those crazy Nexus cancel into 4-gate. That build was pretty common and popular back and looks actually against the Zerg, not really against Terran, but you know, it would have been interesting to see, but it looks like he will not be doing that. Select also being pretty smart in the way he puts the weakened Marines into the bunker. Just these minor details will matter if Socke decided to push with this. Forge and robotics facility is going to be on the way for Socke, so most likely going to be working on that upgrade and getting out Colossus Tech. Colossus Tech once again will be able to break this this defense. Outranging the bunker will be able to do a lot of damage. And Select is now going to be working on that reactor on top of the factory. Most likely will be lifting off and landing the starport right next to it, getting out those medevacs. And if Colossus Tech is going to be coming out, he will be able to work on Vikings as well. And it looks like Select will be pulling off getting his units out of that bunker and pushing across the map. At this point in the game, if we look at the units tab, there's going to be 2 Zealots, 2 Stalkers, 4 Sentries, and against 2 Marauders and 14 Marines. That might do a lot of damage. It looks like Select was only pushing out to grab those watchtowers. It would have been interesting to see if he pushed, if the Sentries got a good force field off on the ramp, was able to split the army in half. He would have been able to do a lot of, Socke would have been able to do a lot of damage to Select. It looks like Select is going to be moving back after this. Although I'm not quite sure, it would be, I do feel like it would have been a nice push, considering the fact that Colossus Tech is nowhere near finishing, and pretty much +1 attack is barely starting right now, so you would have been able to do a lot of damage. Stim, maybe he's just waiting on Stim, but then if he was, he would be waiting outside of the base of Socke, but Socke, it looks like he also is going to push. I would hate to call it like, oh, if he pushes right now, he would be able to do a lot of damage, but then he instead just grabs the watchtower and moves back like selected. And looks like, what is he doing? What is he doing? Are you going to just grab the watchtower? It looks like he was just pushing him away from the watchtower. Also, the observer is going to be in the base of Select, able to see what is going on. It looks like the robotics bay, I always get mixed up, robotics bay and facility. Either way, the robotics bay, which is basically going to allow Colossus Tech, is going to be on the way for Socke. Socke will be looking to do Colossus Tech once more. Colossus Tech is going to be very super effective against the bio ball of Select, and Select is also trying to do a drop by the looks of it. Oh, doing a supply drop. Looks like he was supply blocked and needed that as soon as possible. So Select is going to try and move into position, but Socke did scout that with the observer, so he will be safe and have his stalkers in place. And I love the vision of Socke at this time. He does have his observers out all over the map, trying to get as much scouting information as he can. He has the one in the base of Select, and he also has one in the middle of the map, trying to make sure if there's a push out, he will know about it. And looks like Select wants to do a drop. He's itching for a drop, but Socke is also going to be in position with 6 Stalkers. He will be able to snipe any sort of drop if it does.